All right, I'll be continuing. I'll just share my screen. Has everybody joined? Do we wait for one more minute before people join? Shripa, do I start?
Yes, sir, we can start.
Okay, great. The other bit that we are going to cover right now is let's convert them into revenue areas. What that means is earlier they were cost overheads. Let's just call them as revenue areas. Now, total revenue that you've gotten from each of these, let's say that these are 5 clients that you have A, B, B, C, C, D, D, and this is the total revenue that you've gotten from them. Now, let's say that you've gotten a certain amount of cost which has incurred in order to meet to that client expectation. So you have a client whose name is AA and he has given a total revenue of 1439 lakh rupees. However, to get to the 1439 lakh rupees, you have incurred a cost of, let's put a range of equal to rand between 300 to 500 for all of them. All right. So then what is the profit that you have gotten from each of these clients? It's this minus this. So the per client profit which you have gotten is this. Let's say you have to represent this visually. The ideal way when you want to represent data which talks about multiple parameters is a combination of charts. Sorry, it's taking time. Which is both, which could be bar, line, scatter, and so on. For professional reasons and in professional circles, the color that you would be using, the combinations, the percentages. Okay. Can you see my screen? So you've got category 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's say that each category is a client, which means that how many clients do you have? You have 5 clients. So let's extend this by 1. And what I do is I paste my categories here. If you want me to do that again, I will just close this. I've opened PowerPoint, I went to insert, I went to charts, and then I selected the first one, which is columns. This seemed the most appropriate one for now. Then I do a right click, I do an edit data. Then it asks how do I edit the data. I can do it in data or in Excel. Both are fine. You can choose Excel, you can choose PowerPoint. Both are absolutely fine. Let's open the PowerPoint also. Right. You have got your 5 clients there. Let's say that you want your blue series to look like your revenues. So let me paste this here. Let me call this revenues. And let's say you want your costs to look like this, right? And then this becomes your profit, which is right here. This is how your clients are looking like. Can you all see my screen? This is how your client base is looking like. So you've got 5 clients which have got given you this kind of revenue and this kind of profits. Now it's very hard for you to figure out what what is the data inference from this, Does this mean this is good? Is this bad? How do I interpret the data from this? Right? Isn't that the challenge? So, while you have done the hard work in completing this here, when you're representing the data here in this format, you have a problem because when your client, your boss, or any one of your superiors look at this, they will have a difficult time in understanding or interpreting this data. Sure, this is revenue, sure, this is costs, and I understand that this is profit. But what is the trend here? What is the average? Are they moving? You understand? So let me go back to the Excel now. These are your clients. You've got 5 clients here, and this is the revenue, cost, and profits they are breaking. Now you want to show what is their revenue performance and what is the profit percentage. A profit percent is a much bigger or a much more useful metric in understanding your client behavior or client performance rather than profit as an absolute. What do? You take your profit divided by your revenue. So 66% of your revenue is your profit, which is a very good amount. To base that. I'll just paste this one more band between figure so that we can keep fitting here. Okay, let's do the same here. When I go here, I do edit data. Now this is another reason why I prefer to do edit data in Excel when I'm in PowerPoint, because here you have already pasted this and you can run a couple of formulae here too, right? So what you do is you run the same formula, which is equal to profit divided by revenues, and you get your percent. Now, how do I change? This is the last Amazon question that we will have. Okay, forget it. So this is the Amazon question. Does anyone know how do I convert this into percentage? What is the shortcut on your keyboard? What is the shortcut on your keyboard to convert this figure in front of you in the cell into percentage? So it will not be converted directly, but it will take you to the menu. What is the shortcut for that? You guys can take 10 more seconds. 10, 5, just Googling, I'm sure right now, most of you are probably Googling it out. The shortcut is Control 1. Whatever cells you want to change the value to, you select them. Now these are profit percentages, which I just told you. And you want these to be in percentage rather than in a ratio of decimal. You press Control 1 and you come up with the screen, which is format cells. Here when you click on number, it gives you the format. Here you have a lot of things, so you can click on percentage. Let's decrease the decimals. Let's say it's 0. You have this. Cool. Now let's do one thing. Let's just keep only 2 metrics. Let's delete the profits. Let's say there's revenue, there is profit percentage, and then we copy this here. This is value. The same thing again. We go here. Okay. Does this solve our problem? Let's go to PowerPoint. So now I can see the revenues, but I cannot see the percentages at all. Can anyone tell me why? Because the scale is too less, right? The profit percent is 78%, whereas your revenue is in thousands and thousands. So therefore, in the same screen view, you will not be able to show your profit percent as well as your revenue. Is that so? Let's see if we can do something about it. Change the chart type. So you have got, let me just go through that again. You click on the one of the bars, so you click on this, you do a right click, you click on change series chart type, you come up with the screen. You can do a lot of things with all of them here. If you can see this, you have the option to make a secondary axis where your profit is different, and your profit will have a separate axis and a separate axis means a separate scale. Now, if they are both bars, then there's a problem. So, what you want to convert it is into a line. For now, for just the sake of this webinar, I'm just converting it into a line like this. All right. So, what you have in front of you is a visual representation of your clients. Now, this is a much more stronger image in front of you, because when you take this to your client and you bring this image in, sorry, my bad. When you bring this image in front of him, you can tell him that while your CC is bringing you the most um, revenue and you might be happy about it, CC is also bringing you the highest profit percentage. So CC is not just performing well in terms of revenue, but also in terms of profit percentage. You see my point? So the lower ones, for example, D, D, and E, these two clients can actually be eliminated. If you are running a problem in business and you want to suggest to your client or to your boss, that to your manager, that what clients should be dropped off from your portfolio, you can talk about D, D, and E, because you have two reasons. One is they are bringing lower revenues than the other, and they're also bringing lower profits, which means that they are higher costs. Okay, I shall be ending this here. This is all that we have right now for your webinar. Stop screen share. From your uh, from this session, which is Excel, PowerPoint, and soft skills. This is going to be the focus on Excel and PowerPoint. What you saw was a very application-oriented way in which you have a set of data. How do you interpret it? What changes do you make? How do you make a presentation? And then finally, how do you present it? The third bit, which I did not cover here, which is a little more detailed, is the soft skills bit. In soft skills, what we do is we interact with each and every one of for example, for this group, it would most likely be me. I would be interacting with you in understanding what are your interpersonal communication challenges. So if you were right now in front of a group of people, you were in front of an interviewer, you were in a group discussion, or you were just presenting, what kind of challenges do you face? It's one. Second is how what is the delta, what is the gap between your profile to the dream profile that you want to build to. So whatever position you are in your career right now, suppose you want to see your career somewhere here, then what is the delta in that career, and what do you need to do in order to get there? Is it certifications, is it work experience, is it other stuff? That's something that also something that your mentor would be helping you with. That would be me, for example, for this group. The third bit is going to be a lot of mock group discussions and personal interviews. With that, you would have a lot of hands-on experience in talking through rationally and communicating your point. It is not good enough to just talk. I've been talking for a long while, and I hope that I've been talking rationally, and I hope that I've been making sense. But that's not the end objective. The end objective is to communicate and make sure that the person in front of you is understanding that. You want to crack your interviews, that's the way. You want to crack your group discussions, that's the way. You want to excel in your career, in whichever position you are in, that's the way. That's the third bit, which is soft skills. A little bit more about the program. Typically, we advise people to go for the entire program or the entire gamut. Pricing is something Sunipa can help you with. Pricing, batch details, and other bits. She is the one who would manage that. When you take all three of them, then you have a holistic experience of understanding what is the data, how do I interpret it, how do I represent it, and then how do I present it, which is communicating it. When you do that, you also get an opportunity to work with consultants like me. So there are consultants like me and a couple of more ones uh, who also manage clients on a daily basis. So we would be choosing folks from here. We would be upskilling you to that level in terms of Excel and PowerPoint, and you would be then having an opportunity to work on a live project with us, where you would not be working with fake data, but with real data, and you would have a real opportunity in creating an actual client deliverable, an actual document. Uh, so, Nipa, do you want to close with the Amazon ones? Do you want to do that right now, or do you want to do that later?
Yes, sir. It was a great session. I hope everyone has learned a lot. It was a
Nipa, we
learning
can't hear you.
experience.
You got to speak up.
Hello. Am I audible now?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, sir. Thank you for your time. It was a great session, I must say, and I hope everyone has enjoyed and learned a lot. What I want to ask that almost all the answers were given then and there. One answer was not given. How to select the entire row at once? Hello, sir. We can't. I can't hear you. You are in muted. Huh.
Yeah, sorry. Let's shift space bar.
Okay, sir. So for the first winner we have for the first one, Chirag was the one who gave the answer about that how to select all the cells downwards. So Chirag was the winner for that. And apart from that, for the second one, I don't remember. Yeah, Simran. Simran was the winner for that. She also answered for shifts plus space to select the entire row. And I don't know how you would consider the other winner for that one. Whether Chirag answered, if you can check the group, sir, the answers of Chirag for that.
Uh, sure.
Yeah. So
Formula
how
got
many? He
copied.
said,
Also, you have to freeze the range if you want correct values. Yeah, that's correct. That's the one. Yeah.
yeah. So Chirag is again the winner for that.
And then there's one more, the last one. Similar.
No, sir. No, that is for the same question.
Oh, it's for the
Chirag
same
answered it
question.
first.
Oh, I see. Uh, yeah. Sorry, Simran.
That's
This was
fine.
like just data pasting. Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you. Congratulations to all the winners. And I think Sudipa would get in touch with you again for any other details. If you guys have any further questions related to us about the company, we still have 2 3 minutes. Do you have any more questions you want to ask? Anyone got something? All right, great. So this is also a good experience for me. I've been doing this on a classroom basis, and this is one of the first webinars. This is probably the first webinar that I've done, and it has been a good experience. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, everyone.